It's 93.3 WMMR here in Philadelphia. I am Sara in Studio Z, and today we welcome MMRBQ alum. He played with Zakk Sabbath a few years ago, also longtime guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne and the leader of Black Label Society, the Berserker, the father. We welcome Zakk Wylde. How you doing today, Zakk?
He forgot dishes and laundry in there as well. So, anyways, how you doing, Sara? What's happening?
Doing very well for a Friday. Been a weird year, to say the least. And I imagine that this is probably the longest amount of time that you've spent at home. So where have you been hunkered down? What have you been up to?
Actually, spending time with my family, which is awesome. So, but this is probably in the 20 plus years that I've actually been home this long, for sure, without a doubt. Because, usually if we're not on the road with Black Label, and I'm not on the road with the boss, then it's Zakk Sabbath, rolling with the fellas with Generation Axe or doing Experience Hendrix. So usually I'd be home for like maybe a week or 10 days or something like that. And then we're back out on the road again, So, I wouldn't change my situation for anything. I got buddies that were doing it back when I started with Oz back in 87, 88. That are just like, man, I can't believe you still tour all the time. It's just like, I couldn't do it anymore. I'm just saying where they're like, nah, I don't tour anymore, man. I just work at the house or whatever, but then touring, I couldn't do it anymore. But I still love it every night I get up there. So,
it must
but this is definitely the longest I've been home for sure. Walking the dogs and everything like that. So yeah, I'm a professional dog walker now as well. So that's what I do as well.
From road dog to dog walker. I love it.
Yeah, that's what Barb has me, classified as a dog walker.
In addition to, doing the dishes and laundry, right? Those have to get done first.
Yeah, well, that's what I always tell her. I said, have you ever had mad, passionate, insane, I guess, love making with a dog walker? Because now's your chance.
The moment that Barbara Ann has been waiting for.
Exactly. So,
well, I know that you've been working on this Black Label Society None More Black box set. Truly the Swiss Army knife of box sets. I watched the video and now I'm well informed on every single thing that this box set is capable of. And it's a lot. I'm sold.
Yeah, without a doubt. Well, you've seen it. You can make a wonderful hors d'oeuvre tray to delight your friends. Use it as a cutting board to make your favorite sandwich. Fight crime with it. There's a lot of things you can do. A bunch of people are just buying the box set. They're like, Zakk, I don't even like Black Label at all. I don't even like the music. I don't like you. But I'm just buying it just for the bottle opener alone, just because I'm impressed by the bottle opener.
It is a beautiful bottle opener.
Yes. Barbara Ann says the same thing.
And a beautiful spread of vinyl too. It's like a gorgeous bouquet of color vinyl. Are you a vinyl collector yourself?
Yeah, without a doubt. I still have my old records when I was 15 and stuff like that. Everything I collected back then. But mine are kind of scratched up. But yeah, vinyl's great. I just think it was a whole experience back then. That was the big thing with it. I think that's why everybody's still like my kids dig it. That are. Because now that it's come around again for them, it's new, so it's definitely been for the artwork and everything like that. So it's definitely cool.
Yeah, it's a very tangible experience. Here at MMR, we play vinyl on the air every single day, and there's just nothing like that snap, crackle, pop that you hear when you cue up a record.
No, totally. But my whole thing is, I remember when CDs came out and, when vinyl, and they were like, oh man, CDs are so much better. You continue. And I was just like, to me, like Sabbath Bloody Sabbath on my vinyl and the CD, it sounded exactly the same. Like I was never like where it's making that much of a difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, no, nothing's glaringly popping out on me. You know what I mean? It's just so, if it sounds good, it sounds good. You know what I mean? So it's just another way to listen to it. You know what I mean? So, you can't take, back in the day, is the reason why you had cassettes and the great CDs were great because you could put them in your car. You couldn't spin vinyl in your car, what I mean? So
that takes a special type of vehicle.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Do you remember the first time you met Ozzy Osbourne when you joined his band?
Yes, it was, being such a huge Sabbath freako, and then obviously when Oz started with St. Rhodes over there with Randy, and then we were huge fans of Jake and everything like that when Jake came in, and then the first Ozzy show I saw was was the Bark at the Moon. No, I actually saw him on the Diary tour because I saw Bernie Tormé right after Randy had passed away. So we saw him at Madison Square Garden. And then I saw him again with Jake on the Bark at the Moon tour, and Motley Crue opened up on that tour. And I remember it was like amazing. So then when I got a chance, you know, now I'm going to audition for Oz. It's just like I end up going in there. Obviously, Oz met me. You know, when I met Ozzy, I go like this, he goes, have I met you before? And the funny thing was, I remember my sister had taken a Polaroid of me on my mom and dad's house when I sent the audition tape. And Ozzy was like, have I met you before or whatever? He said, but then he looked back on it. He remembered, he goes, my picture was the only Polaroid that he picked up. It was like sitting on a kitchen table. I guess mom had it, you know, Mrs. O. And he just picked it up and he goes, oh, look at this kid must really love Randy Rhoads. And he didn't think anything of it. And so when he looked back on it, he goes, that's where I ended up seeing him for. You know, I figured maybe he saw me at the mezzanine level at, you know, at the Spectrum when we were at the Bark at the Moon tour. But then Oz goes, well, Zakk, just play with your heart. And, you know, because I crapped my pants when I met him, you know, because I was such a huge Ozzy figure. And he just goes, and change your trousers as you smell really bad. And then after that, Zakk, make me a ham sandwich and go light on the Coleman's mustard because it's very strong. Light on the mustard. And so ever since then, I've been making them ham sandwiches and going light on the Coleman's mustard. So that's about it.
That was your interview right there. And you aced it.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely aced it. So your audition tape got to the Ozzy camp through a photographer named Mark Weiss, who a few people here on the MMR staff are acquainted with. And
yeah, totally, Mark, a legendary rock photographer and everything like that.
Yeah. But recently, some footage surfaced on the internet of you and Sebastian Bach and I believe Kevin Dubrow jamming at Mark Weiss's wedding.
Yeah, at Mark's wedding. I think we were doing Bang Your Head or whatever.
Gosh.
But the best was because Kevin didn't want to jam. Kevin didn't want to jam, and Sebastian goes, "Oh, come on, man!" You know, like Sebastian dragged him up there, and you could tell Kevin was like, "Oh, come on, man." But yeah, it was pretty funny, man. It was a great time for sure.
Had you seen that footage before?
Yeah, totally. It was hilarious. I mean, we're playing with the wedding band, and we're playing with the stage. It was definitely hilarious.
That was the first time.
Yeah, it was a great time, man.
Yeah, that just absolute gold. The hair alone is worth watching that video.
Put it this way, there was enough Aquanet at that wedding. I mean, you would have, put it this way, if somebody was to open up fire in that place, all you had to do was stand behind everybody with the hair, and you're completely safe and protected.
Killing a square mile of the ozone layer in an instant.
Yeah, you don't want to light a match in there. I'm telling you right now.
Love it. I'm curious what your thoughts are on acts like Post Malone, who is a pop artist, but is really embracing the metal aesthetic and, of course, has collaborated with Ozzy. And there's other pop acts, too, that are doing a similar thing. Machine Gun Kelly loves punk rock, and Miley Cyrus is doing her thing. And even Lil Nas X, is giving Satan a lap dance in his latest music video. So as someone who is so entrenched in the rock and roll lifestyle, do you enjoy seeing those things pop up in the mainstream?
It's all good. I mean, because all it's doing is just promoting rock music. You know what I mean? I mean, like, and Post Malone, Post came down to a Black Label gig one day, and super cool, really nice guy, and everything like that. And so, and that song they did with Ozzy's great. So all it does is just promote rock music to people that would never even know who Ozzy was. You know what I mean? Which is the truth. I mean, like when that Post song came out, a lot of people were like, "Who's this Ozzy guy?" I mean, and people go, "Come on, you got to know who Ozzy is." But I'm telling you right now, if you don't listen to that kind of music, you're not going to know. You know what I mean? I couldn't name you certain Miley Cyrus songs or Justin Bieber songs because I don't listen to those radio stations. You know what I mean? So so if you don't listen, you wouldn't know. You know, I mean, it really is the truth. But just like when Eddie Van Halen played on Michael Jackson's Beat It, all that's doing is just promoting Van Halen and promoting guitar. So it's millions of people that don't even know who Eddie Van Halen was were like, "Wow, who's that guy playing guitar?" It's like, "Yeah, it's Eddie Van Halen." "Oh, I never heard of it." I mean, you think that's insane, but it's really the truth. They're like, nah, I never even heard of him. What does he do? He plays in a band called Van Halen. Oh, I never heard of him. And you think that's insane, but it's really the truth. I mean, it's just like if you don't listen to jazz, you're not going to know who Joe Pass is or Pat Martino,
right?
Or all these amazing jazz guitar players. I mean, I know who they are because I play guitar. But I mean, any of my friends that listen to metal, they're like, who's Joe Pass? Who's Pat Martino?
I agree. I think the cross pollination is really good for all music genres. That you're always going
to. It's good for everybody, So I mean, also it is just promoting people that would never know who you are. But then they'll go check you out. So that's
exactly awesome. Yeah. We're speaking with Zakk Wylde in Studio Z. You stopped drinking a while ago due to blood clots, right?
Yeah, I had the blood clots and stuff like that. So it just that's when the pub closed. It was done, finished.
Yeah, but
I switched over to paint chips and glue.
Yes.
And the results are astoundingly the same. I wake up in the morning with my pants around my ankles, and the fellas are like, dude, you were hilarious last night. So, yeah, and it's less filling, less caloric. So, yeah.
You seem to look back on your hard partying days fondly, which it makes me smile to hear you talk about them in interviews. But is it true that when you stopped drinking because of the blood clots, the doctor said that if those blood clots were hereditary, that all of that hard partying may have actually saved you from an early death?
Yeah, because I told the immortal beloved Barbara Ann was in the doctor's office with me when that went down. So he goes, Zakk, I don't know how to say this as a doctor though. But like if he goes, do your mom and dad, did they have blood clots? Genetically. And I go, I would know. They're both up in God's cavern, so I can't check with my mom and dad. And he goes, well, I don't know how to say this as a doctor, but all your years of drinking, by thinning your blood, may have saved your life. And I go to Barbara Ann, I go, see, drinking is good for something, So needless to say, there was no laughter in the peanut gallery right there, but that was the end of the drinking, So I said, do I have to chill out on drinking? He goes, well, Zakk, basically it's not that it's going to kill you. He goes, but like, you're just putting blood thinner on blood thinner. So, probably you'll be bleeding out, if you get a little paper cut or something. So you probably want to chill out on the drinking, So that was, and that was when the pub closed,
And it sounds like that's working out perfectly well for you. But
yes, I don't remember anything, but it is good. I don't remember 20 minutes ago, but it's fine. I'm happy. That's all that matters.
I love it. So you've been a part of so many tributes over the years. I mean, you have your own tribute band, Zakk Sabbath, who I mentioned at the top, played the Barbecue, and you are a part of the Experience Hendrix tour when that happens, and a whole bunch of collaborations and tribute albums. And often these happen with groups of extremely talented musicians. So when you're in that situation with a group of outstanding guitarists such as yourself, is it tough to not step on each other? What is that experience like to have a whole bunch of you gathered on stage together, but not trying to step on each other?
Put it this way. It's just like, if you like pizza, the whole thing is what's your favorite pizza? They're all great. You know what I mean? It depends on what mood you're in, So, I mean, it's like, do you want a margarita pizza, just a plain pie? Do you want it with garlic and mushroom? Do you want it with pepperoni? Do you want it with sausage? Do you want it with, whatever, So the whole thing is at that, like, put it this way. If you're going to have Eddie Van Halen, David Gilmour, Al Di Meola, and Frank Marino all jamming at a thing, all they're going to do is just be themselves. You know what I mean? There is no competition. Keith Richards is just going to be Keith Richards. Keith's going to do what Keith does. You know what I mean? If Keith is a pepperoni pizza and Eddie Van Halen's garlic and mushroom, I'm just saying that's what you are. You know what I mean? There is no competition. And Steve, I remember, Father Steve Vai over there, Stevie said it best. He just goes, Zakk, there is no best. He goes, it's what's your favorite, because he loves Tom Waits. That's like his favorite singer. You know what I mean? He loves Tom Waits. But like, who's your favorite singer then? Is it Tom Waits or is it, or you're going to have, is it Pavarotti? I mean, it depends. It's like, who's better? You know what I mean? It's just, is it Adele or is it Stevie Nicks? You know what I mean? It's just, no, it's whoever touches you and whatever music you love. It's what's your favorite Led Zeppelin record? It's just like, to me, they're all amazing. But it just depends on what mood you're in and what album you've worn out, and you're like, I burned out on that one. I'm going to listen to Presence now. I can't listen to Led's, Physical Graffiti anymore.
It can change from day to day.
Yeah, without a doubt. They're all great. It depends on what mood you're in, So that's a great thing about music.
I like that. I like differentiating between greatest and favorite, because that's like you said, when it gets down to it, that's what it's all about. So future plans. Let's talk about that. Things are slowly opening up, slowly but surely. We're going to get back to some weird new normal. So when that happens, what's in store for Zakk Wylde? What's in store for Black Label Society? All your other projects? What does the future hold?
Oh, still making floral arrangements, making the beds, doing laundry, and but no. Aside of all that stuff, I guess we're supposed to be. I guess Black Label's doing Sturgis, and I guess in August, and then we have a tour booked in, I guess, was it October, the beginning of October, all the way through November. And then in the States. And then after that, we're doing, I guess, what is October? Then we're doing a Black Label Christmas, New Year's Eve run. And I guess that'll be, and then we end up with the Arizona chapter out there. So on New Year's Eve. So like from December 26th through the, January 2nd. And I guess they're putting other things together now. And I know over in Europe, I guess the Download Fest, that's used to be known as the Donington Festival. Like that's the big, the big European festival out there. So in England. So we're scheduled to do that in 2022. So
Barbara Ann's got you booked.
Yeah. Well, I love it. Like I told you, I love touring. So, but yeah, like that's hopefully everything's back up and running again and everybody will be out there again.
Can we expect new music from Black Label before the end of the year? Or is that?
Yeah, well, we're actually putting the finishes and touches. I guess we're going into master on the 10th out here. So for the new record. So yeah, new Black Label album. So,
excellent.
Because during this whole time, it just, we must have recorded over 30 songs, actually tracked them. So yeah, putting lyrics to 30 songs is, yeah, you got to go. It's quite the. It looks like a phone book, But yeah, so
I'll bet
we got So we got all those things going on. So, but yeah, we're wrapping it up right now.
Excellent. Looking forward to hearing that. I just have one more question for you, and that is, do you still have your branded hot sauce?
Yeah, I still got the branded hot sauce. Still, Blair is the one who made that. So, aside of the coffee and then the hot sauces, we're definitely going to come out with it's definitely, it's bowel cleansing, between the forces of the hot sauces and then the power of the coffee. Yeah. So it's good.
I can't.
You're going to be regular.
Yeah, I guess so. I ask because
girls don't do that, but I'm saying for all my guy friends.
Never. Only if the hot sauce is working its magic good enough. But I'm a huge hot sauce aficionado. I've been known to actually chug it straight out of the bottle on a series that I do called Rock Breakdown. So we're going to, my people will call your people and we'll have to get our hands on a bottle. And
we'll have to get some of my buddy Steve's stuff as well. He has High River sauces. That's another one that's like amazing.
Love it.
Yeah, I can hook you up with some of that.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, listen, Black Label Society, None More Black box set. It's available now and you can use it to fight crime. Like you said, you can use it as a charcuterie board or a flower arrangement, or you could listen to the damn albums. And that is available now. Zakk Wylde, thank you so much for joining us on 93.
Thanks a lot. So I tell the gang I said, hey, and I hope hopefully we'll see you guys soon at the next WMMR barbecue out there.
Love it. Yeah, we'll see you in Philly soon.
Okay, take care, Doc.